Hello everyone, Akib here, and in this section we are going to know how to see the market. Now this is totally unique, which you definitely wouldn't have taken training that has told you to do this before. But it's really important because as people who are successful, they don't just copy everybody else, because if you copy other people, you're not going to end up making much money at all. It's the people who create things and the people who bring innovation that really gets everything, and the people who just copy everybody else quite often gets nothing. So when you do copy everyone else, it's very hard to get customers. Your message is weak, your marketing is weak. It's really important to learn how to take view on the market and form your own unique decisions. So instead of just following what everyone else says, you want to be able to look at the market and make your own decision, because the people who make millions and the people who make billions, they don't do what everyone else does. They do what they think is right after doing their own analysis, their own research, and often they are able to see a version of the truth which no one else sees, but it is actually more true than what everyone else believes is true. Now, I know this is kind of hard to get around, but in this training, in this whole section right here, I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to teach you how to see the market. This is going to be profound thing for you to learn, because people can easily do this. This is really going to be teaching you how to think like a billionaire regardless of what stage you're at, and it's going to totally teach you to see the world in a new way. This training video, or this whole section, will help you how to create your own unique business in the world. And I'm not saying to make you feel good. This is real training that will help you to see the market like no one else. So here what we are going to cover in this whole section, including this video. So first we are going to have a 360 view of the market. Then we are going to talk about learning to observe and stand out in the market instead of getting into the same businesses. We are going to talk about why market is crazy and why this is something like when people are in the same group, they don't behave properly. When people are in groups, they do weird things. And when people are on their own, they are much likely to make an accurate decision. I'm going to show you how you can really start to see this for yourself. Then we are going to learn to take an open-minded view on things as an observer instead of silly businessman. I'm going to show you how to look at the market and see when we pick a niche. I'm going to teach you how to look at the market and see if they are doing something wrong, whether everyone in the niche or market is believing a lie, or whether they are actually pretty close to what's true. I'm going to show you how to spot that. This is very, very unique skill to learn as a businessman. Most people don't know how to even, most people don't know how to even do this, even millionaires. And most millionaires don't know how to do this. So instead of just being someone that comes along and joins the party and adds fuel to the fire of the trend, sometimes you need to be the person that comes in and hey, look, everybody's kind of bit crazy in here. We need to do something else. I know this sounds quite different, because it is. This is totally, totally different stuff. It's going to really teach you how to think differently, because in this world, most people just copy each other. And what happens is when everyone copy each other, things get bad. And this is what happened. Like in most industries, there are too many businesses, and most people's businesses message or marketing is just exactly the same as the guy next door. And most people can't get clients and customer. Most people have things set up all wrong. This is how I'm going to teach you how to differentiate yourself from everyone else. So without further ado, let's start this. If you do what everyone else thinks you should do, then you're going to end up like everyone else. So your whole life you have been taken advices on things based on how everyone else takes a view on things. And that is okay to lead you through life, but there comes a time if you want to do something, or when you want to do something which is different than what everyone else is doing, you need to learn how to form your own views or thinking, because if you did what everyone else thinks you should do, then you are going to end up like everyone else. Like most people end up with a job which they don't even like, and then they end up not having enough money left and worried about retirement, and kind of sad that they didn't do anything amazing in life. That's how most people end up. This is what you need to change from right now. And in this section, I'm going to explain how you can do that. It's really important that you learn to step outside of everyone's view and outside of the view within yourself and really see things for as they are. Because if you listen to most people's advice and you do what most people do and you believe what most other people believe, then that's how things will end. It's very important that you learn to step outside of everyone's view and outside of the view within yourself and really see things for as they are. And you have to make your own unique opinion on things from right now. Now we are going to talk about searching for market misshapen, where you recognize the truth which differentiates from everyone's point of truth. There are always two truths in the market or in your niche. So let's discuss those true truths. So now I'm going to teach you how there are really true truths in the market. The true truths in the market: one, there is what people believe is true, and second, what is actually true. These things actually differ quite a lot. You can look around history and you see that doctors used to recommend smoking, like literally they were like, I recommend this pack of cigarettes. If you just listened to what everyone else thought, then everyone else thought smoking wasn't bad for you. This is true. You can Google it. This was really happening previous years. People, like, there is countless time throughout history where people believe something to be true and it's not. This happens again and again and again. It never ends. It doesn't matter whether we are in 2019, it doesn't matter we are in 2040 or 50. People are going to end up with some bad version of the truth, and your job is to find that. All millionaires are very good at finding those bad version of the truth in the market. Now I'm going to tell you why I put the title of this section How to See a Market. How to see a market means taking a view on the market when you learn to step outside of your life and view things as an observer rather than the participant. The observer takes an unemotional, objective view on things and asks what caused or why are things trending that way. The observer questions everything, especially authority and the status quo, as he knows that they are the largest distorters of the truth. The observer asks the question: is everybody believing a lie? The participants take an emotional, subjective view on things depending on their self image and the social circle that they are in, and has a tendency to believe lies to support their beliefs and fit in with social circles. The participant doesn't question anything and always their views and beliefs as the ultimate truth. Now you can write this down, or you can take a screenshot. This is something you want to remember: the observer and the participant, because I am sure you have realized this before. When you are in a situation, it's very hard to make the right decision. Quite often we make the wrong decision. Like most people most of the time makes the wrong decision when they are in the heat of the moment, or when they are within themselves, like they are thinking by themselves. They can't have an open mind on things. But when you're looking from the sideline, it's quite easy. You're like, okay, no, you're getting a little emotional. This is what you need to do. We have a total different perspective when we are not within ourselves. However, what happens when we are within ourselves, within the group or within the group of people, we get misshapen. We have the bad version of the truth. When we are within the group, we kind of tend to do what everyone else is doing, and we have a very bad view of things, and we can get carried away, and we like can believe things that aren't true. It's very important to understand the difference between an observer and a participant. So when you take a view on the market, it's when you step outside of yourself, and when you step outside of the crowd and you learn to take a very, very clear, unemotional view. You're looking for the truth is what the right thing to do is without getting carried away by social circles or your self image or your family or your society beliefs, all those other things. You're just looking for the truth. You have to learn to look outside of the window and observe the world and think what lies are those people believing and what trends are prevailing. You really have to learn to do this, because what happens when most people they just get caught up in the busyness and the calls of day-to-day life. They are rushing around and they never have the time to really sit back and think what's going on. like they never really look outside their window and observe people and think, is everybody out there crazy? Is everybody out there believing something to be true that isn't true? I know this might sound kind of weird to you guys, but let me tell you, that's how all millionaire thinks. They don't think like society, they think differently. That's why they earn more money than most of the society. So I really want you to think like an observer, not as a participant. If you want to be successful and make ton of money and live a beautiful life, then you must become an observer. So that's all for this video of this section. I will see you on the next one right now.